shipping to you. Kauffie, Kauffie company, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the Kauffie company. Whoa, it's the Kauffie company. Kauffie,
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. That is the Kauffie Company. It is Thursday, the 6th of November, and it's quite warm. It's a relatively warm 16 degrees centigrade, but it's that time of the year, isn't it, everyone? It's that time of the year. We're going to get joined by a guest in a second. He's just logging in. It's that time of the year. November the 6th. November the 6th is here. The weather is autumn. It's that time of the year. It's time for mince pie time. Just as Dago arrives. Just as Dago arrives. It's mince pie time. Hell to the air.
Is it the anniversary?
No, but I'm just saying, it's November the 6th. That's when Halloween's over, bonfire night's over, Remembrance Sunday's this weekend. Sunday's this weekend. It's Christmas time. It's here. It's here.
Do you know what?
How does that come around?
Since I've been over, I think I've had about 38 mince pies.
It sounds about right.
No, I love them. But do you know what? Mum and Dad were entertaining on Sunday. Yeah. They went to Waitrose and they bought Waitrose #1 select, or they must be their posh range. And it was crumbled mince pie top with cranberry and orange. Banging. Absolutely.
We're going to have to try those next week. We're going to Waitrose next week. But okay, how are you doing today? What is happening? I know we're going to cook some people today because all those people that were going on about how it's only Copenhagen. Chelsea can't beat Carrier Bag, a team we've beaten multiple times over the last few years. So it's just the Champions League is the Champions League. We're going to talk about mince pies. We're going to have fun with all the people in the chat. It's someone's birthday today.
Yep, I was just about to say, a very good friend.
Happy birthday to someone's a big up. But let's see who's in the house to take us through the show. These are bloody delicious as well, Andrew. We had a few of those last year. They were
the brandy cream one, the brandy cream or brandy butter ones were. Where were they from?
That was class. That was class.
Definitely no more gin ones.
That was full Mickey van der Ven class. But let's see who's happening in the house. We got Andrew Gregory, our first commenter, checking in today. Our first YouTube member clocking in as well. Ian Ferguson's in the house, YouTube member. Good to see you. We got Nick. If you want to jump on, Nick, give me a shout. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. It's Christmas time, which means you're going to be busy, mate. Nick is really Santa Claus, except he's no longer Fat Nick anymore. So maybe they've sacked him. Maybe they've sacked him because Santa Claus has to be a certain size. We have Craig.
That's harsh.
It's true, isn't it? Santa Claus has to look a certain way. You can't have thin Santa Claus. It's a disgrace. You can't have thin
My
Santa.
Craig's in the building.
We're getting cancelled today. We're getting cancelled. We had Craig O'Sullivan saying, Hill, Skippy and Sissoko, and we win the absolute lot. Absolutely, mate.
Just to let people know as well, on the preview tomorrow, none other than Mr. Craig O'Sullivan might be joining us.
Whoa.
We might have a guest with us, and it will be Craig.
The bodyguard. He's going to have to sing the song. If he keep on calling him the bodyguard and he doesn't sing the song, he's got a real problem on his hands. Yes.
I have to say, it's really, really weird at the moment because, as we know, my microphone on my tablet is a bit messed up. So I'm using my mum's Amazon thing that she's got, and you can see I don't know where to put my hands because the camera's in it. I can't even work out where the bloody camera is. But yes, so if you see my hands...
I think it's on the bottom of the screen.
It is. What the hell is that all about?
I think it's on the bottom of the screen.
Wait a minute. Let's see if I can. Right, let me just turn the camera off.
Flip it over.
Yeah, let's have a look. That's been bugging me, but give me 2 secs.
Flip it over.
I will do. Give me 2 secs.
It is Bill. Bill's in the house. Mr. Timothy Atuba's in the house. Happy birthday to you, Sunshine. Everyone give a happy birthday to Bill. Top bloke.
Big up, Bill. Big up, Bill, brother. I can't turn it around because all the buttons on the tablet.
You can't.
See, this is why Apple and Amazon are so clear. Why have the camera on the bloody bottom?
I don't know. Maybe they liked
I might
it.
not protest about Levy. I might have to start protesting about Amazon's cameras.
Indeed. We have Ryan G's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. We have afternoon fellas. I boycott mince pies until December. You know what? Let bygones be. The moment November the 11th happens, I don't know if anyone has an early, because people do need to now start buying Christmas stuff. Mickey forced me to go Christmas shopping last weekend because she doesn't want to go. We have a retail park in Loughton, the Epping Forest Retail Park, and they've got the usual stuff: a Pets at Home, a Next, a TK Maxx, a Smythe's Toys, that sort of shit. In 2 weeks, it will be rammed, like 4 anchovies. You won't be able to go anywhere. So Mickey's like, I'm not buying my Christmas shopping when all the prices are going to be jacked up. There's a massive sale on. I'm going now. So Mickey, we went full Judaism, as Louis likes to say, 40% off most things. It's actually it's a quality. It's a good idea.
Listen, I've got friends that start buying the Christmas presents in January. Literally every month they buy a gift. No, they buy a gift every single month and hide it. So then come December,
yeah,
they're done. They're done. They don't even need to rush about. But I will say to Paul, I arrived back in London on September the 21st.
And you had a mince pie.
Within the first week, I had a mince pie. Within the first week.
You're shameless. You are shameless.
Mate, when you can only get them for or you say limited time, it's not really limited now, is it?
There's not a limited time anymore.
It's not a big thing in Canada at all, mince pies. At all. I like gold dust. So if I can
saw
find
what
them
when Leo tried one, he had to spit it out because he couldn't. Disgrace.
Exactly, it's not a thing. So I go through that. I absolutely adore them. I will eat them all day.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We have Colin Crossamano's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. You be careful, Kaufman. I want to run to you. No, you've got to go full Whitney Houston. We're gonna do the bodyguard. We're gonna do Whitney Houston, Jason
Craig
Bell's
loves
in
the
the house.
song. Me and Craig actually send each other voice notes, singing songs sometimes. So he's bang up for that.
He's probably.
You
But the
know
problem
what's
is we
his
just need
spice
Sean. We need the other bodyguard, Sean, to bring Gina, and she just blows us all out of the water.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Colin Crossamano, for order you can find out who ran the faster, VDV or Sonny, to score those goals. VDV, I think. Personally, I think VDV was running faster. You could see that with where Sonny was. I don't know because the speed. The way where Sonny was, but Burnley players were still all around him, even when he got to the end. Mickey van der Ven, the moment he went into third gear, gone. CMA, he was gone. No one was touching him. No one can. It's not just the speed though. It's how quickly, how much the stride. Be able to have that stride with the ball and it ridiculous, just ridiculous. Marinakis is Santa, big up. Everyone saying
Mate, did you see he's been taken to court in Greece?
Allegedly.
No, he has been. No, mate.
No, he's not in court. But allegedly, we have to say allegedly now.
Mate, all I will say that I said on Twitter last night, we always win. He's winning lots at the moment, isn't he?
Indeed. We have Ian Ferguson's in the house saying, but my mother-in-law was from India and she absolutely loves them. Colonialism, Ian. That is called colonialism. But yes, I guess they are a thing in India. We brought many good things to India, but also a hell of a lot of awful things as well. So that's colonialism for you. That is colonialism. We got Stu Boys in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're well. It sure is colonialism. That's what it is. We got Brandon.
I will say again, very quickly, I will say, because I was off camera.
Yeah. Very,
very happy birthday to my good mate, Bill. I hope you have a great day and a fantastic year ahead, buddy. And I hope you have I don't know what you're doing this evening, but whatever you do, have a good one.
Indeed. Angus was in the house somewhere. I missed Angus. Where was he? Where is he? Or is he? We have Brandon Wallace in the house. There he is. Angus is in the house as well. Daigle, the trailer for the biopic is out. Good stuff.
For Michael, I'll have to check it out.
Good stuff. Curly Norman's in the house. Curly Norman's in the house. How much are we going to get to VDV in the summer? 80 million is, I think, the going rate for him.
He's not going in the summer.
80 million, I would say. That's the price that would get him. Jason Bell's in the house saying VDV set a Champions League record, carrying the ball 64.4 meters and scoring. Sonny carried the ball 72.3 in his wonder goal. But also,
I'm sure Van der Ven carried it up further.
I believe he carried it. I think because he went from the box. Exactly.
Van der Ven was definitely longer than that. Definitely, not by much, but it was definitely longer than that. I think they've got that. They might have got that the wrong way round.
Yeah,
they might have got that the wrong way round because Van der Ven obviously picked up the ball a lot deeper.
If we're going to be a big club now, we have to pay it. Yeah, we have to pay him. We have to give him proper money. Yeah. It's time he was given proper money. He's one of the vice captain. He's one of the vice captains of the football club. He's got to be paid proper money. It's just the way it is.
He needs to be put on par with Romero. If you want to send out a message,
he can't be earning less money. He can't be earning less money than Archie Gray. It's just a given. It's just a given.
But this is the thing. Spurs. If Spurs start showing, let's say, I think Mickey signs his contract before the new year. I really do. And if we do it, he has to be right up there on par. Not like we used to, like stagger it. He is one of the top centre backs, and he needs to be paid to represent what he brings, and he needs to be right up there with the top earners. He's one of the big. He's one of the big boys. I said he's on the leadership team. He's vital and pivotal to us. So needs to happen, and I believe it will.
What was that?
I don't, like I said, I'm getting you. My mum must have got a notification. She hates this tablet. She hates it.
Her iPad. That was jazzy.
Her iPad died. My dad went and bought this Amazon thing when I told him to get her a Samsung rather than iPad because mum uses Samsung, dad uses Samsung, and he got this Amazon thing and my mum hates it. So dad's iPad broke and he's got himself a Samsung, cheeky bugger. But yeah, so if there's random noises, I don't know how this thing works.
I liked
so if you
it.
hear weird noises, you liked it?
I liked the noise. It was great. It was jingly.
Well, there you go. That's what it was, though.
It brought
It
something.
was the Amazon,
but
whatever tablet.
we're gonna argue. I'm still an Apple guy. When this goes, I'm getting another Apple. When my iPhone goes, I'm getting another iPhone.
Well, it's the same. Like I said, it's the same with me with Samsung.
It's one thing that Brian Ireland and I agree on. Whenever we speak, that's the one thing me and Brian Ireland, big up Brian Ireland, not spoken to him in a while. We disagree on basically everything except that we both love Apple products.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Craig, if he's still in the chat, he was Samsung.
Yeah.
He went to Apple, and as soon as this phone finishes its contract, he's going straight back to Samsung.
He's wrong.
He's not wrong.
Much prefer the Apple RS. I agree with you, Luke. It's so much more simple. So much simpler. If they don't pay him, Liverpool will come knocking as Van Dijk. No, he will play alongside. He will allow Van Dijk to be the defender again. The problem is Van Dijk doesn't. Van Dijk is on his way down now. He's hit that summit. He's on his way down. Whereas players like Saliba and Gabriel are now going up the mountain, and they're gonna be if they're not separated, they will be an elite partnership because that's the beauty about defending. Defending isn't about individual brilliance; it's about partnerships. It's about long-term relationships with your fullback and with fullbacks and your centre back partner. That's the beauty. Ferdinand and Vidic with Evra. And I don't know who cares who the right back was. You had Evra, Ferdinand, and Vidic. What an amazing trio those were. What an amazing three. And then even if it was Raphael or Fabio, one of the twins, or Valencia when he played right back, it just allowed them that basis of Samsung for me. Android iOS is legit. People like it.
Running across Romano is. And Rain. Big up, Rain, by the way. Big up to you, geezer.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I've got an Apple work mob and the Samsung Android personal mob. My Samsung is so much better than again, it's different strokes for different folks, isn't it? We're all so different. We're all so different.
It's literally
so one of the things that really upsets everyone I'm with, I have inverted scrolling. So most people scroll down to go up and scroll up to go down. I can't stand that. I can't stand it.
I can't believe you used the word inverted. I thought we're done with that word. We've got inverted scrolling. Look, with Apple and Android, it's just like red sauce or brown sauce. It's just like one of those things. Pepsi and Coke.
On your laptop, Brian, on your laptop, do you scroll down to go up and up to go down?
I scroll. I do what every phone.
So I
scroll up to go down. Scroll up to go down.
Like I'm not going to scroll up to go down. I'm scrolling down to go down. I want to go down.
Yeah, but
up.
But you know what, brother? It's been the way phones have been set. So I think if I changed it to that, it would freak me out, and I'll be like, "What the hell am I doing?" Like Ilana, when she does the texting, she does the swipe thing. And I can't stand the swipe key. She does it so well. I can't stand it. It's like, why would you want to introduce that? It's a waste of time.
We have Cam Tinley's in the house saying just got the new Apple yesterday. Unbelievably big up.
Cam is a top man. I love seeing Cam in the chat. Big up to you, buddy.
But we can have a good chat, can't we? Apples are better for you. Part of your 5 a day. Big up. I like go to Morrison's, Brian. If you've got a Morrison's, they've got. I think they are a Canadian variety, but they're actually grown in the UK. They're called Kissimmee apples. Those are banging. They're red in the middle. I know you don't like red, but you bite into them and they're red in the.
When it comes to food, I'm fine.
But it's delicious.
I won't wear red.
They're so deliciously sweet, and they got this lovely kissing me apples. Give them a go. It's the way now. Rugby forwards are as fast as backs. Now defenders need to be. Yeah, well, they do, because forwards are like.
What a brilliant analogy. What a brilliant analogy from Mr. Crossamano.
What a brilliant analogy. Good stuff. During their best times defensively, Ferdinand and Vidic, the right back was either Wes Brown or John O'Shea over it. John O'Shea, what a journeyman he was.
Yeah, but also they had at the time Gary Neville with Ferdinand.
Well, he was always injured, wasn't he, at that era?
Not near the end of his career, yeah.
Yeah. Samsung is easier than Apple. People like it. I definitely prefer Android to iOS. I've used MacBooks for work and absolutely hated them. Give me Linux or even. I can't stand Windows. I think it's because they tried to teach. I learned everything on Windows XP, and I really enjoyed Windows XP. Windows 95 and Windows XP. The moment it went into Windows Vista and Windows 7, fuck those. That's what pushed me, because I didn't have a laptop at that point. Windows Vista and Windows 7 pushed me into the hands of iOS because they were just so complicated. It was ridiculous. And I've been there ever since. About rugby, that is. Big up rugby. We have Harley. Oh, good to see you, buddy.
His ears must have been burning when we're talking about mince pies, and here he is.
Yeah, here he is. He's but mince pies are delicious.
Yes,
Apple for me all day. I love my Apple products. I do as well, buddy. I do as well. Windows Office is the devil, the Levy of desktops. That's a damning statement for someone.
Yeah.
There was then a lot of bad Windows versions. Windows 10 was great, but sadly I had to upgrade to 11. Yeah, it's And Colin had a Huawei phone. The only thing I ever had that was Huawei was when this was 2014. In 2014, when I had my unbelievably bad flare-up during the World Cup. So that's why I watched every single game of the 2014 World Cup, because I was in hospital for the entire tournament. For the entire knockout stages of the tournament, I was in hospital. So I watched every single game because that was all I could do. I had a Huawei phone as a Huawei hotspot, and that's what I used to connect to the internet. But
it's well weird to think that while you were in hospital fighting that during that World Cup, I was in Toronto getting married to Ilana. It's just mad, isn't it? That times like that, and then look at you and me now. It's like, what's it now? It was coming up 12 years. 12 years ago, I'm getting married. 12 years ago, you're having a flare up in the hospital.
So it's really weird that so I have that World Cup protected my mental health, because I was in such bad health, and that the only thing I had was fucking football. It's the only thing I had was watching Brazil getting absolutely destroyed by Germans. Maybe it's not so bad.
I will say, like we just said, do you have it as well, Ben, and everyone in the chat have it, no matter who you support? Yeah. When you're trying to think of dates and certain events or whatever, I can track back to what Spurs were doing, or where, like a World Cup, or if it was a Spurs win against, I could, when some people go, oh, do you remember that time when we, or blah, blah, blah. Sure. And the way my brain works is I think, right, what was happening in football? Then I kind of get, it's weird how my brain computes like that.
It's like my first ever time I was admitted to hospital. Spurs played Bruges, I believe it was, and we wore the chocolate brown shirt. That's when we had because it was 2006, 2007. That was the chocolate brown shirt era. God, that was an awful kit, but I loved it. The Kappa chocolate brown shirt.
I'll tell you what, you mentioned again a bit when you said about hospital. When I was in the mental health unit,
yeah,
I was in the bit where they're getting you ready to go out, so you're not locked in all the time. You can't go. You have to go out with someone signing you out. I went out in Enfield with a few mates that came to get me to a pub in Enfield.
Yeah,
and I watched. It was do you remember we lost 4-3 to Manchester City in the FA Cup, and we were 3-0 up at half time?
Yes, I do remember that.
And I got barred from a pub because I was playing pool, and when they scored their 4th goal, I picked up a ball and threw it at the TV, and it smashed.
Oh God.
So I always remember that game very, very, very.
I remember being 3-0 up to Bolton and losing 4-3. So we've had some absolute clangers. We've had some clangers. I was at the Chelsea game when we were 3-0 up against Chelsea, and they scored 3, and we lost to them at White Hart Lane. Andrei Shevchenko scored. Shevchenko scored the winning goal. He was quality, that bloke. He was. Man City had someone sent off at half time. Indeed. Joey Barton. We have Ryan's in the house. Good to see you.
I don't think it was Joe Barton, actually, but they definitely had someone sent off.
I used to think that way. When you get to my age, you can't remember what you had for breakfast. I can't remember what I had most of the time. I can remember I had a coffee, and that's about it.
Big up Ryan, by the way. I've just seen Ryan in here.
Do people remember? What do people remember when they're thinking about an era of time? Do they think about what do they think about? Do they think about the music that was around at the time? Do they think about the entertainment? You're probably right. Football has been such an ever-present in my life, but I would think, what was I doing?
Put it this way: I can go through my first World Cup that I saw, like as a really, really young kid, and didn't really understand was the Mexico World Cup '86.
Yeah.
The real first tournament that I really, really, really saw from start to finish and understood was Euro '88. When Van Basten scored that volley and destroyed England and we were crap. And then obviously the proper first World Cup was Gazza's World Cup 1990. But I can remember everything of what was happening from every Euro and every World Cup afterwards. I can remember what I was doing, no problem at all.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
I can't remember personally the World Cup in '98, but I absolutely bang on remember the 2002 World Cup in Japan and South Korea. What a tournament that was.
That is, apart from Italia '90, that is my favourite World Cup. I also loved the one in Russia. I thought the Russia one, which everyone thought was going to be so much trouble. It was everyone thought Russia is going to be an absolute shit show. It was an incredible World Cup with incredible football. I remember I went to my mother-in-law's best friend's cottage, and it was England versus Sweden to get into the semi-finals. And they had these sliding doors, but then they got these fly trap things. So the doors that you have to pull open, so it's the big doors are open, and we went 1-0 up. And I was celebrating so mad that I ran through the fly trap doors. I saw the doors open and forgot the fly trap doors, and the doors went flying. That World Cup, but the Japan, mate, you got to remember that's when I was drinking.
Korea was a great World Cup.
I was in the pubs before work. Drinking shots of Pernod and black and beers.
I was for those that know the local area. I was still going to Dagenham at that point. That was before I joined Claw Tikva, and I was still getting.
You were going to where?
I was going to Dagenham in Buckhurst Hill. So
you're going to me?
What?
You're going to my family?
No, Dagenham, not Dagenham.
I thought you said Dagenham.
No, I was going to that private school, and literally there was no school. We just watched the football. It was but good. It's good to see you, Nia. Hopefully you're well. I don't know what you were doing 35 years ago, Brian. You're probably 6.
What was I doing 35 years ago? So that's what I'm 46. So 30 years ago, I would have been 16. So I'd have been 11. So that would have been the year I was going into secondary school for the first year. No, but I've done my first year in secondary school.
11 would have been your first year of secondary school.
I'd been 11, yes. So it was the year Spurs won the FA Cup. Big up. It was the year Spurs won the FA Cup. I I remember that 35 years ago. I don't remember much more, but again, it's because of football that I can work it out.
Who remembers the Mexico 86 toys and the Kinder Eggs? Big up, big up.
Can't remember them.
66 World Cup gives me nightmares for obvious reasons. Big up, big up.
Colin, I will say to you that my dad's actually, not him personally, but there's been others. My dad was talked about with it. There was a movie about this. I can't remember what the name of the movie is, but my dad's bar mitzvah date was on the World Cup final day.
Oh, that's
and then when they went back to the house after for the like kiddish banquet and the buffet where everyone congregates, everyone wanted to watch the football, but the rabbi was obviously there and it's Shabbat and you can't turn the TV on or whatever.
You kick the rabbi out.
The rabbi just turned around and he turned right out of the blue. So they're trying to work out ways to do it, and he just went, "When are you putting the football on?" So it was like, I'm not touching the TV, so I'm not breaking it.
It shows you how much of a fabric of this country we are, that we will break our own most sacred day just to watch England in the fucking World Cup.
There it was. Goal it was called. My dad, it wasn't based on my actual dad, but my dad was spoken. I think there was like 13 people in the country, like my dad, that got permitted, I think it was 13 or 12 or whatever. And they were all spoken to get their bits of feelings and what they remember so they could piece it all together for a movie.
Back in the day, I got to say I was mesmerised by the green and blue from Brazil. Yeah. R9. R9. I've said this, and many people have the same boring story, but Ronaldinho in the 2002 World Cup made me love football. I already loved football because of players like Teddy Sheringham. We had Teddy Sheringham just rejoined the club in 2001. Yep. It's the first year of Levy, Brian. It's the first year of Levy. But we had Teddy Sheringham. What a player, Teddy Sheringham. Even when in his old age, Teddy Sheringham was just class. Top class.
Mate. But you know what? With me, go on, you finish.
Those three, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, and Rivaldo up front. Jesus.
I mean, we got people like Stuart. We got people like Stuart here, Crossamano, and other people that may be my age or slightly older. You're talking. You start speaking about obviously your age, mate. Italia 90, they were full of them. 86. Then you go back to the 82 and 78 squads, which were, Brazil. I mean, it's only the last couple of World Cups. Where probably actually since the 2014 World Cup, where they got humbled by Germany, where Brazil used to be like the Harlem Globetrotters of World Cup football. That's basically what they were. You went there.
They got Richarlison.
Yes, their style of football has changed. It's like the evolvement of football, but Brazil, back in the day, you sat down and watched Brazil, and the teams. Like even before you, even before me. I mean, like I said, my first World Cup was '86, but Brazil, bloody hell!
70s Brazil team was Zico and Socrates, the players of that ilk.
Do you know what? The first thing that comes to my mind when people mention Brazil and the World Cup, the very first thing that enters my mind with Brazil is the Bobby Moore tackle.
Yeah.
Like immediately, that's the first thing. But that's probably because of the English in me.
Yeah,
that's probably because of the English in me. But yeah, they were just mate. Yeah, they really were the Crossers.
No, Ryan, I'm 30. I feel great. I feel good. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been. Mickey's sorting my life out, making sure I'm not being an arse. Otherwise, she'll tell me I'm being an arse. Got a new shop being hopefully given to us on Monday, and we'll move forward. It's going to be great. Yeah. He's not God, no. Yeah, R9, Ronaldinho. What a front three them were. I know Brazil have got some good players now in the likes of Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo. They've got some good players, but they're not on that level, are they, Brian? They're not on.
I don't. People see. We live in the age of YouTube and everything, and all. Like my nephews can go back and look at all these players. People that didn't actually see R9 live and in his prime, if that guy hadn't had the horrific knee injuries that he had, Mate, we were talking record break. He would have smashed everything. He was. You look at players like Haaland now, who are absolutely on fire and do it. Ronaldo, mate, I would have prime R9 over Haaland any day of the week.
Oh, all day
Any
long.
day, mate. Ronaldo, the original R9, was absolutely. He had the strength, he had the power, he had the speed, he had the skill, he had the flair. He had, mate. He was just unstoppable. He was unstoppable.
El Dante's in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. And I saw someone else. Was it just El Dente that I saw? I think it might have been. Yeah, go carry. Yeah, it was. Big up, brother. Big up, geezer. Always good to see him.
Yeah, there's levels. There's no way. Yeah, you're totally right. R9 best player of all time. I don't think Messi for me. I said it yesterday in a group. Watching Messi live was like a religious experience. If you ever got to see prime Messi live, it's a religious experience how good that guy was. Watch Ronaldo a few times playing for Man United and a couple of times for Real Madrid. Top player, one of the best of all time, probably the second best player of all time.
Of course, Andrew Gregory just remembered. I completely forgot. See, that's the thing. The Gordon Banks save was in that match as well. Bloody hell, what a game that was.
Yeah. Good to see
sure they were in the same game. I'm sure they were in the same game. Were they in the same game? I can't remember if I think they were in the same game.
2000, yes, made him look like an arse. Yes, they do.
Yeah, but you know, see, this is I hate this story because of what it. I think people have heard the funny story about when I get into my shop, but I worked in a shop called Cecil G. If people remember it back home, I was in charge of their suit department, but it was in Whiteley's, and that was the day before my birthday. So we were in the pub way before kickoff across the road, getting absolutely smashed. And I mean, I was absolutely rat-assed. And I left my suit at work the other night, the night before, so I didn't have to come in with my suit whilst we were drinking. We opened the shop. There's about 6 of us there, so 6 of us opened the shop, all off our nuts. I put my suit on and my tie on, and forgot to put my shirt on. So I come up to the shop, and no one told me for an hour and a half. So I was walking, everyone was looking at me strange. I was like, what the hell are you looking at? Like, even customers, I had a suit on, a tie on, and no shirt. As you do.
That story so many times. It's brilliant.
As you do.
No, we have to agree to disagree. Messi was just God. That man.
Well, again, you look at it, Ben. When it comes to this, it is very, very like Apple and Samsung. Like people will say, like you know, my answer to this question. When anyone says who's the best player that's played for Spurs, I will always say Paul Gascoigne. Doesn't matter who we sign. Doesn't matter who we sign till the day I die. No one will take his place. No one. And then other people will say Glenn Hoddle, Jimmy Greaves, depending how far you go back. But for me, the answer to that question is Paul Gascoigne every single day of the week. But other people will. It's very, very. But I can see why people say, "Oh, if R9 hadn't had those injuries,
he'd be up there, wouldn't he? He would certainly be up there."
Mate, you look at these youngsters like Yamal and everyone bursting onto the scene and doing everything. This guy was like something you'd never even seen before.
We've had this conversation about Yamal so many times on this channel that the person that is managing Lamine Yamal needs to be sacked because they're going to cost that kid his football career because of what he's doing in his personal life. They're going to, and it will be. I think it will be a crime to football humanity if that kid isn't allowed to do what he's supposed to be doing. He is just ridiculously good. He's so good as a 16-year-old. And Leo, if you get a chance to see the Rapids versus Inter Miami, you got to go. I know Messi's nowhere near what he was, and most of the time he spends strolling across the pitch. But when he gets that ball, that magic is still there.
But you know the problem is, and I'm sure Leo will confirm this with Colorado Rapids because I know it from other fans around the world. When Messi's coming into town, unless you're a season ticket holder of the Colorado, if he's a Colorado Rapids season ticket, then he's fine. The prices when he came to Toronto, tickets were over $500.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Because the MLS do it like they do it when the major stars coming into town. Obviously, it's not like here where it's every week a star's rolling into town. But obviously, Messi is the prime. But they whack the prices up because he's coming into town. It's what Toronto will do when Sonny comes next year.
Indeed. John White, the ghost. Like everyone, the amount of people that say that John White would have been up there.
Mate, there's people that say Cliff Jones as well.
Leonardson is probably his dad. He needs to be sacked.
When we signed Leonardson, I loved him. He done great at Wimbledon. He did great at Liverpool, and he was that kind of Frank Lampard player that just ran in. He was always amongst the goals. It just didn't work out for him at Tottenham. But when we signed him, I was over the moon that we were getting him.
Indeed, Ian. You got to turn up in your Tottenham shirt as well. Turn up in your Tottenham shirt in and get that. It's a shame I never got to meet Son. I never met him. Maybe I needed to. Should have spent more time in Hampstead, probably. Should have spent more time in Hampstead.
Did you see how lucky Simeon was this year?
No.
So Simeon was obviously out there for the Japan and Korea pre-season. Ben couldn't go because obviously Ashley was pregnant. The day after the Newcastle game, so Sonny has had his final goodbye for Spurs. Spurs have got the plane home. Him and who he was with went into the Human Sun store to buy some of his clothing range.
Yeah.
And he bloody walked in.
Big up.
So literally, Simeon was I think he had a little hello, how are you, blah, blah, blah. Nothing they could record or anything. But Simeon just by chance was in the store. And obviously he was hanging back for a bit. And yeah, he was in the store when Simeon was there. Simeon had a right touch. Big
up to Sim. Saw Maradona live. Some people say Maradona's the best of all time.
Yep.
Some people say Maradona's the best of all time. The game against Sonny and LAFC did have a markup. Yeah, it would do. Always be thankful I got to see last goal for the club. Indeed. What a player. What a player he was, that guy. Cliff Jones was better than Bale, and that's the only way you'll understand how good he was. I love Gareth Bale.
You can't not, no matter what age range you are. If anyone slams Gareth Bale for anything football wise, then it's ridiculous. But my grandpa, there are certain players, like if you mention Alan Gilzine or Dave Mackay to my dad, you're kind of locked in for a 2-hour conversation because he will his eyes light up. His eyes absolutely light up. My grandpa was like that with Cliff Jones. And a lot of people were. And you know what an absolute legend that man is, still at that age, representing the club. Mate, he's a gentleman's gentleman.
They built them different. They built them differently in that era, didn't they, Brian? They built them differently. They built them differently.
It's not, you know what, they did build them differently, but you got to remember, back then, they would still go down to the pub and have a drink, like, during the week, whatever. Not saying it was right, but the drinking, not even the drinking culture. But because of how football is now, with the TV money, the worldwide appeal and everything, it was a prestigious, listen, everyone wanted to be a footballer, and it was still very well paid compared to normal people's wages.
It was,
there was none of the
way they conduct themselves. The way they conduct themselves and how they're just gentlemen. Gary Mabbott, I think, is the last one really of that era. It's the last one of that era of just, you'd want to meet Gary. I was one of those people. If Gary Mabbott came in the door, he's got the key to the place. He's one of those people that he is one of just the most nicest people alive. What a guy that guy is. He's just, that the man should be given the key of the city. He should, everything that man's done in promoting Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. What a guy that is.
I said, and we'll see what people in the chat say, and you can have your say as well with this, Ben. Obviously, you know when it came out about Tottenham Hotspur, big up Bexy, big up Gary, buddy.
Yeah, Bexy.
You know when obviously it broke and Vinay said that they're looking at doing statues, and everyone's like, oh, who's your top four? Who's your whatever number you wanted? when someone said to me, if you could have one that's not obviously one of the big icons, who would you choose? My first pick is Gary Mabbott. Straight away, like the out of the box, Gary Mabbott will be up there. Mate, he won the only FA Cup I can physically remember us winning, because obviously 81 and 82, I was 2 and 3 years old. I wouldn't have had a clue. But everything he went through medical-wise, the injuries he had, and just the gentleman he is and the stuff he does for the club, what he did for the elderly and vulnerable during COVID.
Yeah.
Just the man is, I've met him so many multiple times. The man is just nothing but an absolute pure gentleman.
He's a
and
diamond.
I would love to see a statue. If you had to pick one, like not a Bow, a Kane, a Greaves, or whatever, it'd be good to see what other people
on merit, for example. One that's earned it on merit.
On merit or just out of the box, but achieve something at Spurs. Don't go say like no Paramount or something like that out of the box. I mean, someone that has actually done something for the club. Or
like that, it's got to be one of three people, doesn't it? It's either got to be Bill Nick, it's got to be Steve Perryman.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No Bill Nick, because Bill Nick's obvious. He's going to be the first for everyone. I'm saying a complete. If you look at it, like Andrew Gregory said, Steve Perryman. Steve Perryman should get one for being the biggest, the most played player for Tottenham, most appearances, and for what he did. Steve Perryman is in my top 4. So I'm talking about players that you've got the big ones, like you said, Bill Nick, Jimmy Greaves, Dave Mackay, Danny Blanchflower. You can have. I'm talking about a player, Gary Mabbott, as big as he is for Spurs and how good he was. I don't think you put him in that top tier.
No.
To get a statue, like he'd be in the top 10. So who would be yours that isn't the blatantly obvious?
You got so many options, don't you? You got Sonny. Sonny will get a statue at some point. I've got no doubt about that.
I think he'll get one before Kane, and he deserves it before Kane.
I think Harry will get a statue because I think Harry will return. Harry will come back, and I think Harry will get one, and I think he will come back and break the record, being Spurs' top ever goal scorer. You've got players like Ledley, absolutely love Ledley. Players like Michael Dawson. You'll probably say, "Oh, why Michael Dawson?" Just another one, just another gentleman of a bloke, just another really nice bloke.
Let me just clear something up to Stuart as well. I may have worded that wrong, saying not an icon. I mean, when I'm talking the icons, I am talking the top. Gary Mabbott, to me, is the most inspirational captain I've ever seen and ever likely to see. And you look at it, there will be players above him that are considered a bigger icon because of what they did at Tottenham Hotspur and what they achieved. Like Gary Baxter said, Arthur Rowe. Arthur Rowe is a massive one, but doesn't get mentioned a lot. Gary Mabbott,
push and run seat.
Exactly. It started Bill Nick and everything. So you've got to look at it that way. To me, Gary Mabbott is an icon. Gary Mabbott is a legend. He's like and he always will be. But if you look at it as a collective, and you look at people, if you would say to people, name the top 10 players to ever play for Spurs, whether it be for what they achieved, what they've done for Spurs or whatever. Unfortunately, I don't think Gary Mabbott gets a mention.
I don't think he does.
Unless you're like a 91 like me. Like if you say 10.
He's a legend because he was a stalwart in a team that did really, really well. Quality players. You can't say that about someone. And I think the answer is obvious. I think the club will put a statue of Sonny up just purely for commercial reasons, which you'll probably say is a bit unfair on Sonny because he deserves it on merit. The amount of goals he scored, 100%. How long he was here for, being the captain of the Europa League team. But it makes sense, doesn't it, commercially, to put a statue of Sonny up because people are going to come to the statue and take pictures of it, and it's going to drive people to the area. So I'm gonna say Sonny purely because he's Sonny. He in terms of a modern icon, he is Spurs' modern icon.
Well, I think Sonny's a given though. I honestly think Sonny is an absolute given. Like if Spurs were to say right now, we're going to do 5 statues, let's say one every year or one every other year, I reckon Sonny is 5th on that list.
Mm.
And forget the goals, forget that, which is obviously incredible what he did for us. Being the captain to bring back European gold, or silverware, should we say, to this football club, and being the captain of it, that's the reason. Obviously, then you add his loyalty, his dedication, his commitment, his goals, blah, 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 blah. But when you're looking at people to do it, I think Sonny is literally... I'll tell you who my 5 was. My 5 was Bill Nick, Jimmy Greaves, Dave Mackay.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that are saying Dave Mackay were like Danny Blanchflower. So maybe I'm a bit heart over head for my dad with Dave Mackay.
Yeah.
Steve Perryman, Heung-min Son. That's my 5. What's your 5, Ben?
You've actually missed someone who's actually more culturally appropriate.
I remember I haven't even said Gaza. I haven't even said Gaza
there
there.
needs to be a statue of... I know we all make fun of this trophy. There's got to be a statue at Spurs for Walter Toll. There's got to be a statue for him. The first ever black Premier League... the first ever black English football player. Walter Toll. Massive. It's a massive achievement in that era. Walter Toll needs a statue. Players like him.
Who would be your 5? Who would be your 5 if you were doing it right now and your list was going to Tottenham and that's what they're going to do? Trophy every year, every other year, whatever it is. Your top 5 in order. There's no wrong answer to this, by the way, everyone. If you're playing along,
I'm going to go Ledders because I think Ledders Ledders has followed in the footsteps of Gary Mabbutt in a way, taking over that ambassadorial role, doing a lot for charity, being...
Ledley King's your first?
Ledley King's my first, in a way, because I'm going through modern era. I'm going through modern era because I can't... I'm going Sonny because, again, the captain of the biggest trophy we've won since 1984.
I will say why you're thinking, Chris Banks, I completely agree with this. What I was saying when Levy left, I said, can you imagine if they put where the Bill Nick gates are, they've got the picture. Yeah. Can you imagine if they replace the picture or even have the picture still, but they have the Bill, it's got to be. There's only one place that Bill Nick statue can be, and it's got to be by the gates. I am wholeheartedly in agreement with you. Go on, Ben, back to you.
I'm going to say Walter Toll because it's incredibly important for the football club. It's so incredibly important. Gary Mabbutt for another reason. Number 5. Number 5 is a difficult one. The number 5, you've got to go Bill Nick. There's got to be a statue of Bill Nick.
I can't believe you had him as 5th. You can't be, like I said, there's no answer.
I'm doing it in no particular order. I said
do it in order. I said do it in your top 5 order. Like literally,
Bill Nick, if anyone has to have a statue built first, it has to be Bill Nick.
Okay.
Then it has to be Mabbutt. It's impossible. It's impossible because then, as Rain Man says, Danny Blanchflower has to have a statue.
That's what I'm saying. Dave Mackay, Danny Blanchflower. I went Dave Mackay for my dad.
We've not even mentioned Pat Jennings. Pat Jennings needs a statue. Steve Perryman needs a statue.
This is why I was saying with Gary, this is why when we're talking about it, why I said Gary Mabbutt, like I was just trying to explain to Stuart, when you talk about it, no, you know what I mean? There's no, you mentioned Gary Mabbutt in your list. Obviously, it's more modern for your time and everything.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. When
Gary
Gary
Mabbutt was still playing when I started watching football. I was 2.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So when it comes to it, when you bring up players like Pat Jennings, does Pat Jennings deserve one over Gary Mabbutt? In the eyes of Tottenham, not in the eyes of you and me. I mean Tottenham and their history. Forget Tottenham, like people like Colin again, and people that would have seen Pat. Is he, in the eyes of Tottenham fans?
2 managers, 2 captains, 1 superstar.
No, Gary Beck's always comes in and takes over the show, doesn't he? He narrates. He narrates. That's what, mate. He's bringing up. Are we doing this for statues or a five-a-side team here? Okay, go on. You go first.
Two managers is Bill, Nick, and Arthur Rowe. Because that just goes without saying. Those two. Two captains.
All right, you do your two, and then I'll do my. We do it category by category. You've gone Bill, Nick, Arthur Rowe.
Because
I would go Bill, Nick, Keith Birkinshaw.
Okay.
So you're two captains now.
Two captains. I'm going Sonny and I'm going Sonny and Mabbott.
Okay. Two captains. For me, Mabbott definitely, like I said, for obvious reasons. Ah, mate. You went Sonny, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or did you went Mabbott and Sonny, yeah?
Mabbott and Sonny.
Mabbott and Blanchflower was the captain, if I remember correctly. I don't think Dave Mackay ever was. So it'll be Mabbott and Blanchflower. And then one superstar.
One superstar. It's got to be Greaves. Got to be Greaves.
That's where I probably bring Sonny in. That's probably. I don't think as a captain.
I think Jimmy Greaves was Spurs' first true superstar. He was the first.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I mean, I've been looking at it like you saw from my original five. It was only Sonny that I put in. It's only Sonny that I put into the modern day era. Because you know when we always talk about these type of things, Ben, we always use the perimeters of players that we've seen or managers that we've seen with our own eyes. Then you look at it. This is the one category, the statues and paying homage to, where I do go back in history. Because all these players that we have now and have been able to achieve what they achieve have been built by the players that have come before them. And we have had some play. So yeah, see, this is the thing. Gary Becks is mate. Going through this, not one of us mentioned Glenn Hoddle.
The problem is,
so
as a footballer, Glenn Hoddle is probably the best player to ever play for Tottenham Hotspur. But some of the things he said are not very nice, and that's me putting it politely. Some of the things he said are absolutely disgusting. Some of the things he's said are a disgrace.
Yeah, that was his post-Tottenham time, wasn't it?
Sure.
And I think when they award statues or whatever it may be. Oh, Dave Mackay was a captain? Oh, Jesus.
He was probably the captain after Danny Blanchflower left.
Then I might have to take out... Mum? This is where, because Mum loves... I know what she's going to say here. Yeah. If you had to choose, I know Dad loved Dave Mackay. If you had to give a statue to Dave Mackay or Danny Blanchflower, what would you have said? Okay, what would Grandma and Grandpa probably have said? Mum's gone Danny Blanchflower, Dad would go Dave Mackay. So yeah, it's such a tough one.
Lucas Moura scored that hat-trick, but my God, was he shit after it. Blanchflower was captain when they were both there, but when Blanchflower left, Mackay was the captain before he went to Derby, wasn't it? Because Mackay went to Derby. Yeah. He went to Derby to be with Nigel Clough.
Yeah. Do you know what? If Sonny gets his statue, and at some point he blatantly will, do you think the statue should be with him in the Europa League or him with his pose like that?
With the Europa League.
I actually think this one. I think this is obviously what he did is iconic.
Yeah.
But I think the whole thing with Human Son, that's his trademark. That's what he's known worldwide for. like Gareth Bale when he started all
is
that.
wild. He said, when he did his farewell thing, he said that was him taking photos of everyone. So it's
Exactly.
that was a beautiful speech. That
But that's the thing. Then it could resemble him taking photos of everyone walking past him.
Yep.
And do you know how many people, when he gets that statue, do you know how many people will take a picture next to Sonny going like that if it's that?
Yeah.
I think for the historians, they might say the Europa League, but for the photo opportunity, commercially, that's the word I was looking for.
That's actually really good. I like that. I like that idea, but the problem is it probably make the top of the stadium too heavy. But I really like that idea. I really like that idea.
Well, do you know what? They might not be able to do statues, but could you imagine if, like, they did stars or something, just something to commemorate, like? But then that's the other
Hollywood.
thing.
Hollywood.
But that, kind of, the thing is with it as well, Chris, is when you do that, it's when someone unfortunately passes away. How do you say they're worthy of a star / statue / whatever to commemorate? I would actually love to do what I think would have been lovely, but it's going to be hard to do with the way the stadium has got all that glass. And I hate to praise the filth, but if you look at the filth and they've got all the players arm in arm around the stadium with all the greats,
it's a really good idea.
Mate, it's brilliant. I hate to say it.
Sometimes they do it right.
Mate, listen, you've got to give praise where it's due, and it's something like that when you see like the Vieiras, the Bergkamps, and then going on to the Rocky Road Castles, and I'll tell you one thing, people that even Spurs fans that got to see him, my good God, rest in peace. What a player Rocky Road Castle was.
Yeah, Wenger will get a statue at some point.
Without doubt. Without doubt.
It's but it's time to build the statue because it's Bill's birthday. We've got to build a statue of Timothy Atuba.
Could you imagine? If they came out and gave the list? Do you remember when there's been the Oscars and they had the wrong movie? Could you remember it? Could you imagine if they announced the first 5 statues are, and they just come out with absolute nonsense
Timothy
players?
Atuba, Mbelelo Mapuzela, Brian Hill,
Scales, Nethercott,
Ian Walker doing his hair. You got to do Ian Walker doing his hair thing.
Mate, you just seen Crossamano's just said Mike England. No one's even mentioned Cyril Knowles. No one's even mentioned Cyril Knowles. Graham Roberts.
Robbo,
Ginola. Jurgen was the one. I don't think Jurgen will get one for one season.
No, I don't think Ginola would get one either, to be honest. He was quality.
I think it'd be a very, very popular opinion with
grey coats.
With fans. I think it would be, mate. Still, mate. When I'm doing this and I'm still not mentioning Paul Gascoigne, this shows like the kind of, and I'm talking about what Gazza was there for 3 years or 3 and a bit, and it was literally
put my middle finger up at Angus for a couple of minutes.
But literally, you look at it, and there have been so many players. I mean, Gazza for me was breathtaking. Incredible. People know my love for that man. But he was there for 3 years. Yes, we won the FA Cup. Yes, he got us to the final, literally, but single-handedly. But then the final happened.
Yeah.
But you look at the players we've been talking that have been there a substantial period, and literally what they went through, what they've achieved, the Battle Scott. Yeah, I don't think
we haven't mentioned Teddy Sheringham or Darren Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, I love Darren Anderson.
How long was he at the club?
Yeah. Again, mate, do you know what? If that man hadn't had the injury persistence, one of the best
he would have played Perryman level games if he, because he played 400 games for the club, didn't he? Darren Anderson.
Something ridiculous like that. He was When he first came and he looked all
They
thin and-
should get on every toilet in the stadium. They should get a tiny statue of him and just put it at the bottom of the toilets all day long. What a bastard!
Mate, Darren Anderson, I had the pleasure, privilege, and honour of seeing him play. The
Great player.
ability, mate. The guy came as skin and bones. I saw him play when he was getting heavily linked with all the Premier League clubs and everything. They played Portsmouth, played Liverpool, and I can't remember what division Portsmouth were in. It may be, I can't even remember, but he was taking Liverpool to town. He scored against them, and I was like, "This is some player." And he came, and he was absolutely the understanding he had with Teddy Sheringham. Any forward, he's brilliant. He was
my
brilliant.
favourite Darren Anderson moment is when they did that Paddy Power advert, and it was of all the Spurs legends pretending to be Man City fans, talking about how much they love Man City and all those things, and then they come to Darren Anderson, and they said, "Why? It's because you're a City fan." No, it's because I fucking hate Arsenal. It's fucking brilliant. It's a brilliant advert. It's brilliant.
It was. But it's the thing, mate. Gary's got a very good point.
Raphael van der Vaart was. I remember the night we signed Raphael van der Vaart, and I had the pleasure. I had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Capello that night, and because I know he'd worked with him, I said, "What do you think of Raphael van der Vaart to Spurs?" And he just, like some people don't have to say a lot. He just nodded, and went, "Good player." That's all he said. Bang, good player. You knew he was quality then. If he says, "Good player," quality,
mate,
quality.
Mate, I've never seen a player, maybe Jurgen, but he just took to the fans. Mate, if it was to get one, he'd have to get one like that. He'd have to get one like that for when he loved playing against Arsenal. I've never known
the double nutmeg of wheelchair. The double nutmeg.
Mate, I've never known a player to come from a foreign league, correct me if I'm wrong, Spurs fans of all ages, and just have a guy that understood how important that game was. Like, he just got what it meant to beat Arsenal. He just got what it meant to play for Spurs. The attachment, he still says to the day, the biggest mistake I ever made in my footballing career was leaving Tottenham.
That was AVB's fault, though, wasn't it? That wasn't his fault. It was AVB's fault.
The only problem I ever had with Van der Vaart, and it was only I wish the managers, Harry Redknapp, at time, when we went away to places like Stoke, I wish he hadn't started him. Because, yes, it could have been his tricks and flicks that unlocked it, but they were so physical. He never really got to play his game. So there's certain games where, let's say, rested or rotated, whatever, but every other game. Yeah, mate, do you know what? Gary, do you know what? When that happens, this is how I remember things. I was working for a part of the Moss group called Blazer in Covent Garden, and that's when people, I don't even know if they do it anymore, the Evening Standard. It was 30p to buy at the time, and obviously been at work all day, and the back pages were just, and the next, like, there's 3, 4, 5 of the Standard sport pages where Klinsmann was coming back to Spurs. I was on that train, and I've never had a more delightful train journey. I was just beaming. I was just beaming that he was coming back.
He was a proper player. He was a proper player.
Mate, Joe, he came to the Premier League. You got to remember, he is one of the very first huge superstars that graced the Premier League.
Yeah.
When he came, the world looked at the Premier League. Obviously, there were some other players there.
Cantonars and players like that.
Came with the reputation. Yeah, but I would say Klinsmann's reputation and Klinsmann's name was a lot bigger than Cantonars, by not even close. What he did at Manchester United obviously pulled it up. But when Jurgen Klinsmann came, I went to pretty much every single game, and it was a year before my season ticket, and I have never seen a guy. So we look at Harry Kane, and like when he was running through, it was like you might as well start walking back because it's a goal. This man, I have never at the time I had never seen something so lethal.
Yeah,
in my life. Mate, the finishing, the predatory instincts, everything was just, mate. The guy was. You got to remember, this was at Tottenham Hotspur, and this is a time we weren't in the FA Cup. We had docked 12 points. He came in, and let's face it, the team, we had the famous five with him, but he came in, and obviously Teddy Sheringham, who worked with any striker he played with anywhere, the connection. I still say to this day, and let's see what people think about this one, and I'll see what you say. I will say this, and I will die on this hill. If Klinsmann and Sheringham were at their peak and had the same amount of same amount of time together as Sonny and Kane did, Klinsmann and Sheringham would have been a lot higher than the record was to beat for the combination that Sonny and Kane bought. If they had had the same amount of time together, I think Klinsmann and Teddy would have been by far the most lethal.
They were too good to play for Spurs, those two at that. They were well too good.
Mate, but I still stay to this day. If them two had played the same amount of time together as Son and Kane, Klinsmann and Teddy would have been a lot more devastating. And I will die on that hill.
If you put the team that Son and Kane had behind them with the likes of Toby and Jan and Danny Rose and Walker, them two, Kane and Son had they had a ridiculous team. It's unbelievable how there were just super teams around that could just buy any player. And the team we built was probably. That was a football team that was put together, and it was not like it was bought together. We're not buying like players like De Bruyne's and the players that Man City were buying, and the players that Chelsea could buy at that point. The players we built a proper team with Eriksen, Dele, and Dembele with Son and Kane. That was just a team that fit together.
I will say to Chris Banks, if that that would be incredible. And that you were talking about statues on the roof. If there could be one on the roof, just for comedic purposes, it would be Gazza right by that. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
Well, the dent still exists. When they made the cockerel 3 times bigger, they've left the dent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why, if we were to put one on the roof, it could only be Gazza next to the cockerel.
How he managed to hit it? How did he hit it?
Mate, never doubt Gazza in anything. What did Gary just say? No way Kane got up to that comment?
No way Kane wasn't influenced by Sheringham.
Oh, I thought he was about to say no way Kane and Son wouldn't have beaten... mate, Teddy Sheringham. Gary was probably going during the time Teddy Sheringham. He'll probably see as well. I was at games with Teddy Sheringham where Spurs would just have the ball and playing it around the pitch. You would just hear Teddy scream and command the ball. And he'd be like, Teddy, what's going on? Within 3 passes, he's seen something. It's a goal or a vital shot. His speed of thought and mind was more valuable than pace to him. He didn't need pace. He never, ever needed pace because he was 3 steps ahead of everyone.
Yeah. He was.
Unbelievable.
He was ridiculous in the air. Like scissor kicks, headers, overhead kicks. But on that note,
I always... Go on.
We actually have to end the show here because we could stream for hours, but I've actually got to do some work.
All right, then. But we'll be back tomorrow.
We'll be back tomorrow for our Friday breakdown of the Spurs game of the weekend versus Manchester United. Okay. And you didn't actually open the Frank therapy session.
There's no Me Too today, was there? I didn't know we were talking football.
No, it just happened.
It just happened. So, yes. So, Well, I will end with Thomas, Frank, Thomas, Frank. All hail Princess Vivian, all hail Princess Vivian. And as always, Levy's gone.
And as always, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. We'll have a more consistent, hopefully, Kauffie 2.0 will be delivered on Monday. So look forward to seeing that. Look forward to seeing stuff we're going to try and do. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, up your summer! What the Kauff is brewing. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Ciao for now.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. Then when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, these seem impossible to